Hey, welcome to my daily video number 28. And it's funny because I committed to doing 100 in a row, and it's been 6 days since I did my last one. And I don't really know why that happened. It wasn't a case that I wasn't enjoying them or loving them, but for some reason it didn't manifest. And I really just wanted to give myself space and just allow myself to feel into what it is I was wanting to do. So today I am in the Philippines, and last week I spent time over in Houston, and it was an amazing experience actually to be in Houston and San Diego. So what a great week I've had, and I just wanted to start off by sharing a little bit about it. I spent time with the Dalai Lama, which is kind of a big deal, I guess. And that was in San Diego, and it was exciting to be able to see somebody with such presence, and it changed me just being in the presence of His Holiness the Dalai Lama on Saturday. What's up, Jenna? Nice to have you on. I'm all the way over at the Philippines. And the D, so he was cool. And before that, I was over in Houston and San Diego doing lots of things. And I'd kind of missed doing my video, and I missed it, and I don't know why. It's just how life showed up for me, and I just allowed myself to be okay. But I want to talk to you about your one thing, okay? I literally want to talk to you about your one thing. And I think we hear about the 80-20 rule, but I truly think that there is something even beyond that is even more powerful. So what's the 80-20 rule? Look, just quickly, 20% of things you do give you 80% of results in any area. 20% of things you do in your business will give you 80% of the results. 20% of things you do in your finances, 80%. Like, it's just proven, Pareto's law, whatever you want to call it. But what about if we take 80-20 of our 80-20? So if 20% give us 80% of the results, well, surely 20% of that 20% give us that 80. You follow me? So I feel like we can really drill this down. And I think that there's this one thing. And I think it makes things so simple. And today I want to talk to you about the one thing. The one thing in each area that's going to make all the difference. So let me ask you this, what is your one thing? What is the one thing that if you just focused on that, your business would grow? What is that? So for me, my one thing is teaching, inspiring, educating. That's my one thing. If I just did that, everything else would take care of itself. You follow me? What's your one thing? But then I started thinking about this even more. Because what's the one thing that you have got to do in health? What's the one thing in our wealth? What's the one thing in our relationship that makes all the difference? Because sometimes we can get ourselves so confused trying to do so many different things. But what if 20% of the things give us 80% of the results, and 20% of those things, right, give us 80% of the 80%? So, yes, I'm telling you that if you keep doing that, there's going to be this one thing that's going to give you far above half of all of your results in life. And it's just one. And so let's just think about this for a second. If in your relationship, 20% of the things, are you guys following me on this? I hope you are. Comment below if you are, if this is making sense. If in your relationship, if 20% of the things you do with your intimate relationship give you 80% of the happiness and joy and juice of the relationship, okay? Just 20%. If you just did that 20% and didn't worry about the other 80, you're going to get a 4 times return. You follow me on that? Because if 20% gives you 80% of the results, and then you take 100% of your time, which is 5 times 20, right? You're going to get 5 times 80, right? That's 400%, right? 4 times return. Now, what if you take that 20%, right, and you do it again? And so then you take and you just do that one more time. You're going to get something like a 700 or 800% return on your time. And I think if we just kept doing that, we would get down to just one thing. And it made me so excited when I realized this. And so I started asking myself, I said, What's the one thing that I can do in my health that's going to make the most difference? That if I just do that, it's going to make sure. What's the one thing in my relationships? What's the one thing in my friendships? Friendships. What's the one thing in my friendships? What's the one thing in my business? What's that one thing? And I think if we realize that there's one or two things, and it's probably not just straight one, that make all the difference. And if we just showed up and made sure that those few things were done, then everything else will be taken care of. I think it gives us the most freedom, the most joy, the most love, the most passion, and it gives us the most amount of clarity. And so as a male who likes to just do one thing, you're in San Diego? Nice. Jen is there as well, who's on this live stream. Hey guys, invite your friends if you're willing to get on, because I'm gonna dive deep in this. I think in business especially, we're missing collaboration. So share this out, because I want to talk about collaboration and delegation. And I'm known to be somebody who's great at being lazy and delegating. Totally great at delegating. And what that means is this, is if you've got one thing that you add the most value in, if you can spend 100% of your business time doing that one thing, there's going to be other things that you need to do. But what if you find other people who their one thing that they're so good at isn't yours? And what if we were all just able to focus in on that? So say one person like Jasper who just got on here. By the way, follow Jasper if you're watching this on Facebook Live, because he does all of my video. And so he's great at that, you see. And so if I can get him 100% focused on doing video and I can 100% focus on what I'm up to, can't you see how that's just going to expand this business and expand my life? And also, it's so much more enjoyable when you just do what it is that you love to do. And sometimes we're in this place where we're trying to just do way too much, or we're thinking that all these other things are going to make the difference. The truth is, all the difference is going to be made by you focusing on that stuff that makes all the freaking difference. You follow me on that? That's where all the difference is going to be made, by you focusing on where you can make all the difference. But so often we find ourselves doing all these other little things that don't make the difference. So I want an effective life. I want to be able to make the most amount of difference with the smallest amount of things that I need to do. And it's all about doing that. So here's my challenge for anybody watching this. Drill down in every area of your life and ask yourself, what's the one thing I need to do to keep my nutrition? What's the one thing I need to do to make sure my health and energy is there? What's the one thing I need to do in my relationships? What's the one thing in my finance? What's the one thing? And life will just become so simple, because you just know if you at least do that, you're good. Anyway, I loved it. Big concept for me, and it's increased my motivation. I think the opposite of motivation is confusion. So when we can get that clarity of just the things that we need to do, it just becomes so much easier. Does that make sense? And it will just allow you to get focused in. And so anyway, I'm just going to say goodbye to everybody out here. I'm going to stay with Facebook Live. So if you're not following me on Facebook, if you're watching out there on all the other channels, make sure you get over here on Facebook. And I'll see you tomorrow for Chris Duncan Daily Inspiration. Bye for now.